Coming up tonight on Middle Tennessee News, we'll be bringing you the most up-to-date information about the shooting in an East Tennessee high school. And as the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is not available, MTSU is still finding ways to get students vaccinated. All those stories plus your local weather and sports, Middle Tennessee News starts right now. Good evening. I'm Will Stevenson, joined by Carson Sisk. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. A shooting at Austin East Magnet High School in Knoxville on Monday left one student dead and one officer injured. Police responded at around 3:15 p.m. to report that a student had a gun. Police exchanged fire with the student, who had been hiding in a restroom. 20-year-old veteran school resource officer Adam Wilson was wounded after being shot in the upper leg and is recovering from surgery. Police fired back and killed the student, but the identity of the student has not yet been released. Austin East was closed yesterday and continues today. We'll bring you more updated information as it becomes available.
A 3-year-old girl was killed in the crossfire of a shootout in North Nashville on Monday night. The girl's 2-year-old half-sister, a 23-year-old man, and a 26-year-old man were also shot and wounded. The incident occurred around 6:30 p.m. in the parking lot of Cumberland View Apartments, where about 200 people had gathered for a vigil for 29-year-old Cleveland Shaw, who was shot to death last week. Metro Police have yet to identify a suspect in the shooting. We will keep you updated as soon as more information becomes available.
COVID-19 vaccines are rolling out across the country, but one prominent vaccine has been paused. Reporter Charlie Crump joins us with more.
This week, the vaccination clinic on MTSU's campus was packed with students, staff, and Murfreesboro community members receiving the COVID-19 vaccines. But with the pause put on the Johnson & Johnson vaccine by the CDC, it now stands empty. The pause was enacted after 6 women were diagnosed with blood clots in connection with the vaccine. MTSU's own Dr. Katie Foss is a pathology expert and historian. She finds this pause to be a blessing, if anything.
The delay isn't a 6-month delay. It's a delay by a few days in order for the CDC to further investigate the 6 cases. So again, I think it's a good sign.
If you were one of the many Murfreesboro residents who received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, I would urge you not to worry yourself too much, as this was only 6 women out of 6.8 million recipients, and the CDC is doing the right thing in taking this precaution.
Don't be alarmed. In fact, it's an incredibly small percentage of people that develop blood clots. Your risk is actually higher if you're taking birth control or a number of different types of infections that can cause blood clots.
As the vaccines continue to roll out, I hope you stay happy, healthy, and safe. For Middle Tennessee News, I'm Charlie Crump.
We'll be covering any updates with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine as they occur. Until the Johnson & Johnson vaccine is back on campus, Health Services announced that starting tomorrow, the Moderna vaccine will be administered on campus. Any students with appointments on or after April 15th will be able to keep their assigned times, but students with appointments on the 13th or 14th are asked to make a new appointment as soon as they can.
Governor Bill Lee announced that one of North America's largest COVID-19 testing swab manufacturers will be bringing a new manufacturing and distribution operations center to Tennessee. Puritan Medical Products will open a factory in Olinda, Tennessee, and will result in 625 jobs over the next 5 years. Puritan Medical Products is a medical supplies manufacturer headquartered in Maine. They've played a large role in the United States' efforts to conduct enough testing to help get the pandemic under control.
The Tennessee Department of Health announced that more than 30% of Tennesseans have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine. Nearly 3.3 million doses have been administered in total, and nearly 19% of the state has been fully vaccinated. The department also stressed the importance of Tennesseans continuing to take precautions like wearing a mask and social distancing, and urge anyone who has not received a vaccine yet to make an appointment. Carson joins us now with our first look at weather.
Thank you, Will. Well, today wasn't as rainy as we thought it would be. We've had mostly cloudy skies with spots of sunshine and a few sprinkles here and there throughout today. There still is a chance for some rain in areas at around 40 to 45% chance of showers tonight. Expect to see lots of cloud coverage throughout the day and into the night. Temperatures have been in the lower to upper 60s across Middle Tennessee. Down in McMinnville and Manchester, you guys had the warmest weather today with a high of 68. Shelbyville and Woodbury were in the mid-60s range at around 65. And coming over into Murfreesboro, we had a high of 63 this afternoon. And in Mount Juliet were high temperatures at around 61. The humidity for today has been high at around 64%. And winds from the north will be coming in between 10 to 15 miles per hour. For a quick tease of our pollen counts, today is going to be the lowest you'll see the tree allergens get this week. And the numbers for oak, juniper, and maple are only at a medium to medium high level of severity today. Still no ragweed, but we've been watching those grass pollens rise steadily through the month, leading us into moderate levels today.
Thanks, Carson. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Rutherford County Schools are hosting a suicide prevention event for parents. And a controversial member is being added to the Tennessee Textbook Quality Commission. That's coming up next on Middle Tennessee News.
I was in foster care. I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Rutherford County Schools and Trust Point Hospital are co-hosting a training session to help prevent youth suicide. The session focuses on teaching parents how to recognize warning signs and what steps they can take to keep their child safe. It also goes over what resources are available to parents and their children. The session will include a question and answer session, and the event will take place at the Rutherford County Central Office Board Room on February 29th. It will run from 6 to 7 p.m.
The Tennessee Textbook Quality Commission are adding a controversial new member to their staff. Laurie Cardoza-Moore has claimed a seat amongst the Quality Commission for Math and Language Arts. Cardoza-Moore is best known for her anti-Islamic views and opposition of construction for the mosque in Murfreesboro, quoted saying that the mosque would be a terrorist training camp. Cardoza-Moore's nominator, Republican House Speaker Cameron Sexton, claims that she is a great advocate and all of the complaints against her lie outside of her duties.
Tennessee Governor Bill Lee is proposing a $100 million 2-week sales tax holiday on restaurants, bars, and groceries. This proposal is based on extra spending money due to a better-than-expected revenue during the pandemic. The plan has drawn scrutiny from the state's top teaching advocacy group, the Tennessee Education Association, which said now is the time to include a much bigger investment in public schools. The spending proposal must pass the Republican-controlled General Assembly, and the dates of the proposed sales tax holiday have not yet been determined.
The Murfreesboro Emergency Communications Center has named their Public Safety Telecommunicator of the Year. The award goes out to employees who display selfless actions, dedication, and hard work. MECC Supervisor Elizabeth Stubblefield was given the award earlier this week. Stubblefield has been with the MECC for 4 years, where she trains people on how to be prepared for dispatching calls and operations. Murfreesboro Mayor Shane McFarland gave Stubblefield the award during a proclamation he made late last week. The proclamation recognizes April 11th through 17th as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week.
A Tennessee judge who allowed a sportsbook to resume taking bets after questioning how its license was suspended has blocked state regulators from holding a new suspension hearing. Davidson County Chancellor Patricia Head Moskal wrote that the Tennessee Lottery can't hold a planned administrative hearing Wednesday on the suspension of Tennessee Action 24/7 amid the litigation. Lottery officials suspended the company's sportsbook license last month over suspected debit card fraud. Carson joins us now with tonight's forecast.
Thanks again, Will. Tonight isn't going to be the night to go stargazing. Overcast skies are going to cover the area through the evening and past midnight. Humidity is going to be in the 80s tonight at around 81%. The chances for rain are going to drop significantly to below 20%. We can expect some clarity in the skies in the early morning hours of Thursday, though. Low temperatures are going to drop into the mid-40s tonight. Murfreesboro will have a low of 46, as will Shelbyville and Manchester. Mount Juliet, Woodbury, and McMinnville, you all will also have lows at around 45. We're going to maintain north winds at around 10 miles per hour tonight. Now for an extended look at allergens. Yesterday had higher levels of those tree allergens, though those were still in the medium-high levels. Today we saw those levels drop more with the wetter conditions. And looking at tomorrow, we are going to see the levels jump into a higher severity level, going into those high numbers. Those counts are going to level off and dip again as we head into the weekend. And Saturday is going to have our lowest levels of allergens.
Thanks, Carson. And still ahead on Middle Tennessee News. After the break, Carson will be back with your full weather report, and Noah Brady will be in the MTN Sports Den covering the midweek report for Blue Raider Athletics. Stick around.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. Looking at the conditions ahead for this next week, you can expect to see heavy cloud coverage most days. It has been mostly cloudy today with periods of sun, and today's highs have been in the lower to upper 60s with a high of 63 here in Murfreesboro. We will have north winds between 10 to 15 miles per hour, and there are going to be overcast skies tonight. Cloud coverage is going to be high after midnight and into the morning. Our chances for rain are at 40%, then at night those percentages drop to 18%. Our lows will be in the mid-40s with a low of about 46 here in Murfreesboro. Tomorrow is going to have partly cloudy skies, and Thursday will probably be the sunniest day we will see this week. The highs will almost be in the mid-60s at around 64 here in Murfreesboro. Rain is not expected to come on Thursday, so hopefully the ground will be dry outside. Throughout the day, expect to see those temperatures remain in the lower 60s to upper 50s until nighttime. After the evening, the temperatures will begin dipping into the 30s. Thursday's low is going to be around 38 here in Murfreesboro. We'll have north to northwest winds between 10 to 15 miles per hour in the daytime. Then at night, they will shift north to between 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, we'll have skies that remain somewhat cloudy to partly cloudy conditions. Friday will be mostly cloudy with some sunlight. There will be a chance for slight rain, and highs are only expected to be around the upper 60s at around 67. This period of rain only has about a 30 to 45% chance of precipitation though, so there's still a possibility that it won't rain. Friday's winds are going to come from the north-northeast, and it will only be slightly windy with wind speeds at around 5 miles per hour all day and night. Friday night is going to be partly cloudy with a chance for occasional rain throughout the night, but there is no likelihood for thunderstorms. Friday night is going to be a bit warmer than it was Thursday, with lows in the mid-40s at around 46. Saturday is going to be cloudy, and there are more chances for showers, though they are only around 24% that day. Saturday's highs will be in the lower 60s with a high here of about 63. And Saturday afternoon is expected to have winds up to 10 miles per hour from the north-northwest. Saturday night will have mostly cloudy skies, and lows will be in the mid-40s here in Murfreesboro. That low temperature is expected to be 45. We'll have more north to northwest winds of about 5 miles per hour at night. Sunday will be mostly cloudy in the morning, and you can expect to see more cloud coverage than there is sun. High temperatures will be in the lower 60s that day with a high at around 62. Winds will be from the northwest and be between 5 to 10 miles per hour, and conditions overnight will clear out with clear skies and a few clouds. Finally, Sunday night, expect there to be lows in the lower 40s at around 42. There will be north winds up to 10 miles per hour. Now we're going to take it back to the Murfreesboro City Cams to see how traffic is doing around town. So over on Broad and College, you can see that our traffic is going pretty smoothly. You can see that it's a little dark out because of the cloudy skies, but things seem to be moving pretty well over there. Moving on now into Broad and Main, you can see a whole lot of congestion going onto those roads. So make sure that if you're going down to that section near downtown Murfreesboro, that you really keep an eye on the traffic. Broad and Church Street, you can see a lot of congestion at the stoplight there. It's going way far back. So again, if you're planning a commute on a Broad Street after this newscast, I would just make sure you keep an eye on things. Broad and Mercury, again, more congestion. So usually around this time of night, you'll have a lot of congestion in these areas on Broad Street, so just keep an eye on that. So when we come back to Middle Tennessee News, Noah Brady is going to be over in the MTN Sports Den. We'll have your full sports report after the break. Stick around.
I was in foster care. I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
The softball team's big weekend against Marshall.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News. I'm Noah Brady here in the MTN Sports Den. We have a lot of Blue Raider athletics news to get to today, so let's jump right in and get you up to speed. The MTSU softball team's big weekend against Marshall has gotten even bigger early this week as players have set records and been named to honors as well. For the second time this season, MTSU is home to the CUSA Hitter of the Week. Sophomore Kelsey Hill this past weekend hit her first 2 home runs and added 9 hits, including a double and triple against the Thundering Herd. In the final matchup against Marshall on Sunday, Hill also set a new career high in runs scored in a game, recording 4 runs in the extra inning matchup alone. Hill is the first Blue Raider to bring home this honor since Summer Burgess earlier this year. Burgess, the grad student sports shortstop, had quite the weekend herself in the dominant Blue Raider outing. The Florida native has now reached base in 13 straight games, which leads the team. Even more impressively, however, Summer Burgess has now secured the MT softball program record in consecutive starts after starting in her 232nd game this past weekend. Both Hill and Burgess will be in action this next weekend as the Blue Raiders continue conference action and host WKU. Now let's get you some updates on the developing story concerning Anastasia and Aislinn Hayes, former stars of the Lady Raiders basketball team. After combining for over 40 points per game and leading MTSU and the nation at times in scoring, and only days after MTSU lost in an in-state March Madness first-round matchup against Tennessee, both the Hayes sisters entered the NCAA's transfer portal. Well, less than a week later, both Anastasia and Aislinn Hayes, as well as their younger sister Alacia, a former Notre Dame player, all have committed to Mississippi State University. Anastasia Hayes, the oldest of the sisters and the 2021 CUSA Player of the Year earlier this week, said, "What excites me most is that I get to play basketball with not just one of my little sisters, but 2 of them." Hayes said, "It's such a blessing and very special." We want to send a big congratulations to all of the Hayes sisters, not only on their accomplishments at both Riverdale High School and MTSU here in the borough, but to their move at the future home in the SEC as well. The Blue Raiders softball team will not be the only squad facing off against the Hilltoppers this weekend, as the boys in blue will be faced with the same task as they travel to Bowling Green. While overall MTSU has defeated WKU 28 times and lost 34 times since their first matchup in 2002, the Blue Raiders have won their last 3 matchups with their conference rival and will be looking to tighten the gap during their 3-game series beginning Friday. With hot bats such as JT Mabry, the lightning-like base running speed of Fausto Lopez, who still sits in the top 10 in the CUSA stolen bases count, and the depth on the mound, including CUSA strikeout leader Aaron Brown, the Blue Raiders will be looking to lock in and get it done this weekend in Western Kentucky. The first pitch will be thrown from LT Smith Stadium at 5 p.m. on Friday night to kick off the 3-game series. Wrapping it up here in the Sports Den, we need to talk some men's tennis as the Blue Raiders will be looking to cause some racket this weekend in their season finale. Seniors Chris Edge and graduate students Oscar Michalek, Tom Moonen, and Max Rauch will be honored as the Blue Raiders return home for their Senior Day match against Georgia State. Along with this being the season finale as well as the Senior Day match, the longest winning streak in the ITAs is on the line as well. That's right, the Raiders walk into Adams Tennis Complex this weekend with a 28-match winning streak still intact. This streak dates back since 2019 and is sure to fan the flame of the Blue Raider fire come Friday's match. I, along with the rest of the MTN Sports crew, will be on the call and reporting at the match on Friday, so be sure to tune in to MTN's coverage on CUSA.tv. That's going to wrap it up for us here in the MTN Sports Den today. With all things Blue Raider Sports Ball, I'm Noah Brady, sending it back to Will in the main studio.
Thanks, Noah. And wrapping up our show tonight, we have the lucky numbers for Cash 3 and 4. We also have the estimated jackpots for the Mega Millions and the Powerball. Thank you for joining us for Middle Tennessee News. I'm Will Stevenson, joined by Carson Sisk and Noah Brady in the studio. If you missed this or any other show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net. Make sure to follow us on social media sites as well, Facebook/Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter. We'll see you on Monday for our next show.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep.